Hello, Diminu, how are you doing? Yummy! Hello, darling, how are you? Thank you so much for coming. Thanks for joining us. This is episode 10 of your so Yummy, this is your auntie. Hello, Polari. Hello. How are you doing? Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us on episode 10 of Young and Strong. I mean, it's been a journey so far. Thank God it's been amazing. I've had such awesome, wonderful young people on this platform since January. And thank you so much, Yummy. Don't worry, I'm going to bring you up very soon. Let's just allow a couple of people to join us, and then we're just going to get right into it. I'm sure we're going to have a great time tonight. Yomi, you and I have to have a conversation in this time on this platform sometime soon. Maybe not on Young and Strong, but we'll find something to talk about. Thank you everyone for joining. This is episode 10, like I said, of Young and Strong. It's been going on since January. And I've been talking to amazing young people on here. Started with Abby, and then Tony, Ira, Ore, Shanova, Dami, Emanuela, Ife, Temi, and today I have another awesome young lady who's going to be joining us today. And what do? They talk. Like I say, they talk, I listen, and we're always talking about what it's like to be a young person, in this time. What are the kind of challenges young people go through? What are the kind of, who do they talk to, when they're going through all these issues? Hi, Yemi, thanks for joining us. Who do they talk to, when they're going through these situations? What are their relationships like with their parents? Who are the people that they can open up to? What are the things they wish, they would know? All this kind of, and it just takes on a life of its own. So while we might say we might have some scripted questions, ultimately every young person is different. And that is what I desire, that you come and you be yourself. Be yourself. Tell us about you. Tell us about what it's like for you to be young in these times. That is what I'm interested in. And that we learn about how we can be a blessing, how we can support our young people, that we don't assume that we know what they need. We don't assume we know what they want to do. Hi, Mokwe. Thank you for joining us. We don't assume. Nii, I missed you at the last episode. You went around and I noticed. How you doing? Thank you for joining us. You see, I noticed you went around. Thanks, Nii. Thanks for joining us again today. And so, without much ado, I'm going to bring up my wonderful. I'm so excited about this particular episode because everyone I've been talking to, all my young people so far have been in the UK. So I'm going global today. She'll tell you where she's going to speak from. So whenever you're ready, Diminu, just send me a request and I'll bring you on. Yes, Mokwe. Hello, my dear. Nice to see you. Good evening, Nee. Thanks everyone for coming to hear Diminu and I talk. So Diminu, whenever you're ready, I'll just bring you on if you send me a request, or I can bring you on, girl. Yes. Should we try and bring Diminu on? Let's see. Yes, let's see the spring. Let's see. Come on. Yes.
Hi.
That's my girl. Oh my goodness. Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm great. How are you too?
I'm very fine. You look amazing. Long time no
I'm actually
see.
shocked you're saying that. I just got back from work, so.
It's okay. You look nice. I just came back from work, so you look nice. Thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks. I can see, I'm sure quite a few of your friends are joining us, Diminu.
Yeah.
It's so, so great to see you. Thank you so much for agreeing to come live with
Thank you
me.
so much for having me.
Yes, yeah, well, somebody's calling my baby girl, she's my baby girl first, and we won't go into history yet. We won't go into history yet. So thanks, Dimimo. This is Young and Strong. This is a platform. Oh my goodness, my aunt Staduke. Hello, Auntie. My goodness, that's amazing. Thank you, Auntie, for joining us. Um, this is a platform where we come and we talk to young people. This is not about me, Dimumu. This is your platform, okay? This is you talking to us, telling us what it means to be young, telling us, hello, Kemi, thanks as usual. That's my wonderful, wonderful sister. Telling us about yourself, telling us what it means to be young, telling us what kind of challenges young people go through, what we can do for you people. So first and foremost, you see, I'm very excited. I'm tripping over my words. So introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Diminu.
Okay, my full name is Diminu Thomas. Most of my friends call me D. I'm 20. I'm a fashion designer and a model sometimes. Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah, no, I'm sure there's more. Where? You see, that was the secret I didn't want to give up. Where exactly are you talking to me from?
Oh, I'm talking to you from Ibadan, currently in Ibadan.
Yeah, in Bad. Okay, that's why I said I've gone global. Nice, 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 nice. So you're in Bali, you're a fashion designer. What kind of fashion are you into? Is it contemporary? Is it traditional? What kind of tell us a little bit about it.
I'll say a little bit of everything because now I'm just trying to like touch base on all parts of fashion designing because it's such a broad industry to be in. So I started off with just simple things that I could, just copy. I'm talking like when I was younger. So I'd see something, I like it, I can't buy it, but I just make like a replica of it. And it kind of just like
Wow.
started from there. So
Wow.
I'm focusing now more on African designs and fabric rather, just trying to make it in a way that younger people can appreciate more. So most of my friends know that I wear lots of Ankara, and that is not because I'm trying to say I'm African or anything, but there's just so much richness and like I don't know, it's quite interesting. I find it so interesting. So why not just, aside the Owambe Ashwebi outfits, there's like, casual things that I can actually make for myself. So
Right.
like I said, I'm into like all sorts of fashion. I'm currently working on a project in my one of my auntie's fashion houses. She
Right.
is currently working on she's making scrubs so for Nigerian hospitals. So that was my first time doing something as big as this. I've been so stressed out. Luckily for me, we're finishing on Friday. So yeah, I feel like I'm just trying to gather experience and just see, okay, where do I want to fit in eventually? Because like I
Right.
said, fashion is such a broad, big industry to be in. It can literally be in anything. I literally just found out that there's fashion admin, fashion business, textile designing, all sorts of things. So I'm just trying to like spread my,
Really
yeah, and just see, okay, where can I fit
amazing.
in? So that is just
As you can see, I'm representing because I'm wearing Ankara today. So I would have gotten up and
it.
done a twirl. Oh, that's good. Now, one thing I'd always want to know, I love what you said about the fact that this is your passion. This is what you love to do. Do you think, I mean, because normally there's always that pull towards you have to do academics or you have to do uni or you have to do this and all that. Do you think that there's a lot of pressure on young people to follow that trend? And do you think there's more to be done about following your passions?
I feel like a lot of young people have strong passion, but somehow I kind of like influenced by my parents, oh, be a lawyer, be an accountant, be a doctor, whatever it is. And for me, I'm glad that God has blessed me with the kind of parents that I have. They supported me from day one. I mean, even before I had the flair to go into fashion designing, I wanted to be a pediatrician. So my dad got me all these medical books. I have medical encyclopedias in the house that now I'm not touched because I'm like, why be in school for 14 years or more when I can actually just do what I love to do with my eyes closed? So for me, I feel like, I mean, I have friends that are studying, you know, very tough um, courses that I can't even pronounce, and they want to be photographers, makeup artists, whatever
Yeah.
it is. It's just quite sad that some Nigerian parents do not, you know, feel like, oh, you have to get a degree. Like for me, I did a business management and finance course, and my parents knew that that was not what I wanted to do, because I made it very clear to them years ago that, you look, guys, this is what I want to do, and this is, you know, this is what I had a plan for myself. I always plan myself, you know, like. But now, I mean, I thought, okay, by, you know, when I turn 20, I'll have my own brand. But unfortunately, it did not happen. But hopefully, it should happen in the next 1 or 2 years. So
It has to
back,
happen because I want to
yeah,
wear
it
it.
will happen. Definitely. So I'm not even trying to rush. I mean, along the line, I realized that if you're trying to rush, and obviously you have so many plans, God just has His way of slowing you down. He just does, because I had
Mm.
the chance of starting last year, but there was COVID. So, and then this year now, and I got the opportunity to work with my aunt. So I'm just trying to say, okay, God, what exactly are you trying to do for me? You know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just feel like parents should just, I mean, we'll get into that. I feel like we'll get into that later on. But I feel like a lot of young people have passions that they just cannot touch on because of like influence, like by their parents, you know, pressure from, you know, them. Okay, you will not get the. Sometimes they think, okay, if you're a doctor, you get this much salary. I mean, parents have already in their mind. Some of them have orchestrated, okay, how your life, they want your life to be like. And my parents were not like that, so I can't really relate to pressure from, you know, not being able to like touch on my passions. So I'm glad that I can. So yeah.
That you can do what you love to do. And
Yes.
do you ever get the feeling, hi Deborah, thanks for joining. So many people have joined us. Thank you everyone for coming. I'm talking, my guest today is Diminu Thomas. She's actually joining us from Nigeria, which is amazing. Like I said, we've gone global. And she's a fashion designer in the making. So just watch out for her brand. I don't know what she's going to call it, but I know that she will mention my name when she decides to do it and all that. And when you now followed your passion, I say you said something about doing some modeling as well. You've done a bit of
Yes.
modeling. What has that been like? Because, sometimes there's always that, you sure you want to be a model? You're supposed to, do something more serious. So how were you able to overcome, some things that they would say about that? Did you ever have to think about
Well,
that too deeply?
I mean, yes, I did. At first, I just saw it as sitting down, somebody painting your face, and you just smiling and looking pretty. And I like that. I like the idea of that. And I just got fun with it. And it just, I mean, I didn't get enough modeling, gigs that I
Yeah.
thought I would, but I enjoyed every minute of it. My dad was not in support of it at first. I mean, at first, my mom would, just stylishly just sneak me there, go out, come back and say the workout. I just told my
Okay,
dad,
that
Daddy,
among.
I wanted to do this. Like, my mom has honestly just been like the best. I'm sure you know by now. Like, she's honestly the best person. So I
I've
told her,
known her
Mom, I'm
since we
serious
were
about
three.
this. Yeah, I'm serious about this. I would like to do this. So she went, I mean, for the first few jobs, because obviously this is Nigeria. It's not a place you just go and say, oh, there's a modeling job and all of that, just so you can be safe. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I just really enjoyed modeling, and I was not part of an agency, but somehow I just got quite a number of jobs. I was even in a music video. Till today, I'm just quite grateful that it's just nothing. There's nothing as good as just doing what you love and just being happy doing it. Even that modeling is not the main thing. People used to think, oh, modeling was the main thing, and then they'll have a conversation with me, and I'm like, I'm actually more of a fashion designer. Modeling is just like on the side.
It's just a
So
side one.
yeah.
Okay. That's really good. Now, some of the questions and I would love, to talk. And like I said, this is a platform. This is about you, not me. As you can see, I'm not going to say too much. I will laugh a lot though. I'm not, because I want to hear from you. And there are no oh, can I say this? Can I not say this? Like I say, as long as you don't swear, you don't say I don't look good. There's nothing, there's nothing you cannot say on here. This is what I call a relatively safe space. So, as a young person, what would you say are the challenges that in this day and age, because I can't talk about my time, but in this day and age, what are the kind of challenges and that you think young people are facing in these times and in your generation?
Okay, I'd say pressure um from every side, maybe from parents, even social media. Like people would go out their way to, you know, show their lives, and you sit back and think, oh, I'm not there. You know, at this age, what am I doing with my life? So you have
Mm,
a lot of young people literally killing themselves just to be that person that they saw on Instagram or on Facebook or somebody's story. They want to be that story, not knowing that there's your time is coming, you know. So like I said, pressure, like when I said talk about parents, you know, like the passion thing that we just talked about now, you want to do something, but then your parents are there saying, be a doctor, be a lawyer, at least study something, get a degree, go to this
yeah.
university, go to this place, do your master's, get a PhD. And you have your passion, like
Whoa.
you want to do something, but then your other friends or your peers or just people that you follow on Instagram or in social media, they're doing what they love, and you just feel, you know, it causes a lot of depression, anxiety. You start to worry, oh my
Wow.
God,
Okay.
at 30, will I be able to do this? At 25, will I be able to do this? So, and I think most of it just comes from social media. I'm speaking from experience. So there are a few fashion designers that I follow that are young, and I just thought to myself one day, a long time ago, I want to be that, you know, and I was not that. I wasn't even there yet. I wasn't even
Yeah.
close to being there yet. I last year I did a diploma in fashion design in a school in Lagos last year, and
Yeah.
there was, I mean, a lot of fashion designers will come and they will say their stories, and I'll just feel bad. And I'm low key happy for them, but deep down, I'm like, I want to be that one day, but I'm not there yet. I don't even have the kind of
Yeah.
connections that exactly. So there's a lot of pressure from the people that are already have made it and the people that, you know, just pose. Some people even fake it sometimes. You don't really know what is and what isn't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's just
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
pressure from, yeah.
And is there pressure from your peers? Because we're talking about pressure from social media. I mean, you look and you're like, oh, that's how I want to be, and I need to be like that. But even amongst your peers and among your contemporaries and your classmates and friends, do you guys put yourselves under pressure? Do you
Um,
like when you look at yourself and you're like, ah, I should be like my friend, or I should be, is there that well, we call it peer pressure sometimes, but
yes.
is there
Uh,
some pressure that comes from your contemporaries as well?
Yes, but I feel like now it's just a bit more silent. Nobody wants to say, "Oh, I'm jealous of this person," or "I envy you
Mm,
because you have this." It's just inside, you know, like what I said. Like I was happy for her, but then deep down, I was like, I was not listening, but I was, you know. So there's a lot of pressure. I mean, whatever field that we're in, you know, somebody's doing better than you or has more followers than you or has more of this or that, you know. So like for me, when I started modeling, I wanted like 10,000 followers, you know, and somebody was like, buy followers on Instagram. And I was like, I'm not going to do that because it's definitely going to look, you know, obvious. Because when you have followers, like 10,000 followers, and you go to the post and you see like 200 likes, and people start to guess that this person, you know. So I just like, you know what, let it just come the way. And I'm very happy with my followers. At least there are people that, you know, actually look for me and follow and or my friends, and I'm just comfortable with that. So like I said, it's just there's pressure, there is pressure trying to be like this person or trying to be like that person or going out of your way to get something that you know you cannot get at the moment. So yeah.
Ah, and how do you, I mean, for example, you said people going out to get what they can't get at the moment. What kind of things do you think, I don't know whether you're talking from experience or you've seen your friends or you've seen your peers do it. What kind of things do they end up doing where you can find yourself in a difficult position? in an
Um,
attempt to be that person or become that person that you think you should be?
yes. So this may just go off like my passion for now, but there's a lot of like, okay, look a certain way, or you know, you must. I mean, my friend was talking to me one day and she was like, I don't have a wig, so I can't take Instagram pictures. I was like, what? Like, I didn't understand. I was like, you can literally just
She
smile
doesn't have a wig. Sorry, say that
but you
again. She
can't
doesn't
take
have a wig
pictures and post them on Instagram. And I was like,
because she
I beg
doesn't
your
have a
pardon.
wig.
Yes, because she doesn't have a wig. And she has beautiful natural hair. And I was just like, this is a problem at your age. We're still thinking like this. So, I mean, like, it's just a lot of things. And I'm speaking from experience as well because okay, so I had my graduation last year for the fashion school that I went to. We had the graduation and we're supposed to make 10 outfits collection, and I killed myself for this day, stressed myself, and ended up in hospital. Like it was that
Whoa.
serious. I was stressed out. I went out of my way to get the best fabric, to get the best this. And it's just a fashion show, Like I saved so much money for it. I just, I mean, it's okay. It's that's what you're supposed to do. But then, I mean, people literally just went with what they could get. But I wanted to be, you know, what, sorry, like all these fashion designers that do runway. I was just trying to be what I wasn't. And I just ended up, you know, suffering for it, so to speak. So I may not know what
Hmm.
other people are, you know, getting pressure from, but for me, I just wanted to be a, not who I was, and it took me, I had to learn it the hard way, because obviously people had told me before in my school, like, just calm down, you get a hang of it, don't push. I'm like, no, I want to start my brand when I'm 20. I'm 20 now, and I don't have my brand, so I can't do anything about it and just, keep working towards it. So yeah, that's
So
just
what what would you say we can learn from that? Is it time? Is
just
it be patient? Is it what would you tell you anybody else who's doing that now, having gone through that?
I say just go on your own pace, not anybody else's pace, because you never really know. You can run into trouble. Anything can go wrong, and you would just be like, I should have been a bit more patient. I should have just waited a bit and just seen where
Yeah.
this would take me to. So, I mean, has to do a lot of things. Just being patient, being around the right people as well. Because sometimes when you're around the wrong people, they can start to
Yeah.
push you that you're not doing this, or they have a lot of things and you start to feel less of yourself. So, like I said, just being on your own pace and just focusing on what you're doing at the same time.
Mm. Thank you for that. It is true. We need to be patient, and I know there's a lot of pressure on get things done very quickly these days. By now, there's always that phrase. By now, you should
Yeah.
be this. By now, you should be that. By now, And from what you're saying, it's important for us to be patient and to take our time, especially as young people. Take your time and get to that place gradually. Now, something else that I ask um, when young people are in a difficult position or have issues or have things that they're going through, who do they talk to? Who do you talk
I'm
to?
going to speak for myself.
Yeah,
Um,
who do you talk
I
to?
Before, I'll keep it in, and it did a lot of damage to me, right, mentally.
Wow.
And then I realized there's actually God. You can actually just speak to Him, whatever it is, or just someone you can be very raw with that would not judge you. So I don't think I've really found that person yet, or I'm getting to know that person or whatever. But then I literally just go to God. Like if I'm feeling a bit, overwhelmed by life or whatever it is. I mean, even if I tell my friends that I'm not feeling too, there's literally nothing they can do to get me out of that situation. other than
Okay.
just sometimes speaking to God or just doing something like that can take your mind off of it. I watch Netflix. It takes me out of reality for like 2 hours and then I go back, which is fine, like
And then
you know.
and
But
you
yeah,
pay.
exactly, just live in the moment. So I just yeah, go to God. Yeah, that's just
So you don't. So you don't. You don't. Now you've said something that I think we need to internalizing. It doesn't work, does it?
no.
No. No. It's important. It's important to have an outlet and to have somebody that you talk to. You talk to God. You go to the place of prayer. But you haven't. Are you saying you haven't identified somebody that you can, come and have a conversation with and
I mean, most people think, oh, my mom, because we're actually very close. But then obviously
yeah.
there's something that I just can't tell her.
Ay,
So
ay, ay, ay.
exactly,
Okay. All
exactly.
right.
And me, some things I
So,
can, some things I can't, and I mean, my mom sometimes senses when I'm not doing okay. She'll ask me, and I'm like, I really don't want to talk about it, and she respects that. And sometimes I find myself going to her, but that's not enough. She can only pray for me and say, "This is well with you. Don't worry, you'll be fine." But then there's just a difference just going to God, you know. So yeah.
okay. So, but we recognize that it's important to have somebody to talk to. Yes, as a
Yeah.
young person. And some people talk. Some people. I mean, some of the young people have said that it's easier to talk to your friends, but you don't see that.
No, I
You
mean I do.
don't have. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I wonder the young people on the chat because we've got a couple of young people on that. Is that true? You all talk to your friends, but many times they don't have the solutions. I'd like to see what young people think. But how do you think? Does that mean that we the I've said we won't be saying older generation on this platform, the older ones, parents, aunts. Is there any way you think we can make ourselves more accessible so that you can come and talk to us? I don't know if we've lost connection. Can you hear me? I think we've got a bit of a connection. I'm sure she'll come back. Okay. Yeah, we went off a little bit, but I think you're back now. Yes. Yeah, we're up. Your connection is a bit, but it's okay. We'll just keep working on it. So, can you hear her? Yes. Okay. Remember, keep talking. You keep talking. Yes. Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
Older people can.
It's okay. We can't hear you yet. Do you want to go back and reconnect? Because I don't mind. I think the connection is just a bit off. It happens. It's okay. It's okay. It happens with the connections. I think your connection is a bit off. Do you want to go back and come back in, and then we can just reconnect again? We'll just wait for her. Hi, Bobo. Yeah, I think she's having a bit of a connection issue. Hi, Melissa. So, I mean, Fikayo said sometimes it depends on the kind of friends you have. Um, we were just talking about, I mean, Diminu and I were talking about how much benefit we have. I mean, young people get with their friends in the sense of, when you have the issues and then you have to go and talk to your friends. And she was saying that sometimes the friends don't have the answers um, that that you want from them, so you don't get the solution. So what's the use of talking to them? Now I know she's having a bit of a connection issue. I don't know whether it would help if she goes back out and just reconnects again, but we'll see. Okay, I'll just wait for her to reconnect. Meanwhile, you just have to listen to me. So what do we think? I mean, especially for my young people on here, why is it difficult sometimes to talk to the older? I don't like saying older generation. I like to say those of us who are older, like parents, like aunts, uncles, dads. Sometimes we have these issues, and we wanted to we talk to our friends because, well, like somebody said, because we kind of think that they will understand because we're on the same level as they are, but Diminu saying something. Sometimes they don't have the solutions. They have the ears and they will listen to us, but sometimes they don't have the answers. And so I'm trying to understand, and I don't know if anybody can help me here. How can we get that connection to work in the sense of the younger generation being able to come and to confide in us as parents, to confide in us as aunts, to confide in us as uncles, to confide in us, Yeah, I mean, Melissa says sometimes we feel they will not understand as, yeah, sometimes the young people think we don't understand. Okay, let me see if I can think, probably they won't, that we don't actually listen. Probably they feel they won't actually listen. Sometimes you feel that we won't listen. All right, welcome back.
I'm so sorry, Auntie. I don't know what happened.
Don't worry. Hey, don't worry. I was running my mouth while you while you were there. So I was asking that question. Because it may not be taken seriously because our generation are going through different problems that our parents need to face. How do you know what we faced? I mean, I wish some of my generation, Kevin, Bobo, can you guys tell them we face some things too? you know. So sometimes, I mean, they feel that we don't understand. So Dimimo, we were talking about the fact that why is it difficult, to come and talk to us? And he said we need to be calm. When you say calm, what do you mean? What would help you to be able to maybe like open up to us, the older generation? Some people say they think we don't understand. They think we don't know what you're going through. What do you think would help?
I first of all say that the older generation, they really think and they really believe that they know us, but they don't, which is so sad. Because I mean, there's a lot of different things happening now. I hear my saying, "Oh, it was a lot easier then. There was no GM, or it wasn't that hard. The security was a lot higher back then." And there's a lot of things I'm like, say this. I mean, like, I'm not gonna touch on some issues, but I'm just gonna say that like the older generation should be a lot calmer to just listen. I mean, there's a joke that says, oh, that says, okay, you go to your parents and it's like you're depressed. Like, ah, you're not depressed in Jesus' name. Not like that. Okay, just actually sit down and listen to us. Like, there's probably something wrong. And I'm sure there are movies or series of things like this that, parents making mistakes of not listening to their child and they just going wayward or losing their mental health or their mental health declining rather. And it's just quite sad because you're supposed to be our parents, not supposed to boss us around and say, I know better than you. Just listen to us sometimes. Listening really helps. It brings closure. There are a lot of parents that don't listen and their
Wow.
children go and listen to other people that listen to them, which is very sad. So, yeah.
How? I can feel that. So some of us parents don't listen. And, you know, I found what you said very interesting. When a child goes to a parent and says, I'm feeling depressed, and I say, no, you're not depressed in Jesus' name, and they expect you to just shake it and go. And that's something that you're actually feeling. So it's for us to actually listen to you and not just boss you around.
Not
And
judge us, not try and condemn us. I mean, we're coming to you, we're telling you what it is. It may be terrible, but then I mean, that's why we don't really talk to you guys. I'm sorry, but because you hear, you did this, or all those kind of things, and it's just not welcoming. It's not. It's not. I wouldn't want to. I mean, if you lash at me the first time coming to express how I feel about myself, that's how give me a negative response. I'm not going to come. So yeah.
So parents, okay, all right. I can see there are quite a few parents on here, and I don't know if you are feeling it like she's like I am. She's saying, I mean, we don't talk to you guys, but we'll now go and discuss you with other people. And then the fact that we boss and we don't listen, and we really need to listen to you guys and just be quiet and listen. And somebody said on there that we have to be a bit more aware of what's happening in your life. Sometimes we have to learn the lingo. That one is hard for me, I must confess. But sometimes you have to learn your lingo. And then also there's something interesting that you said about understanding what the contemporary problems are, what is happening. Don't assume that is what happened in our day that is happening to you guys. Well, I know that when I was a teenager, there wasn't social media, and all that. And all those kind of things create pressures for you. And so it's important for us to listen, not because we want to say something, but just to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
Would that be right? But also, do you think there's something that I understand what your expectation is from us? What can we also expect? And be nice to us, said Diminu, please. Be nice, be nice. What can we expect from your generation? What do you think you guys can give us?
Um. This
Help
also
us.
goes back to you guys still being calm, still. But then when I talk about passion and how we would like to be like the best version of ourselves throughout, not just what you want us to do or the older generation or our parents, is just expect that we will be. We're all learning. Like we're not perfect. We're not. We don't know anything, and neither. But yeah. So I
Okay,
just want.
we don't know everything, but you two don't know everything. Are we agreed on that?
So
The parents, we don't know everything, but our teens, our young adults, you don't know everything
we
either.
don't know we don't know everything either. So I say it's just to be patient with us as well, um, and just trust us. When we say, okay, this is what I want to do. And just kind of like guide that passion, guide us. Not say, oh, exactly, nobody knows everything. I just say, I'm not saying, oh, that son is this person. You should be like this. Like let us just
Oh, don't compare.
don't compare exactly. Just let us be the best version of ourselves. Like don't
Okay.
say that because Aunty Kiliko's son is doing this. Go and be that.
You guys don't like that, do you? You don't like, don't worry. When I was young, I couldn't stand it either. Okay, so we don't compare. I was a teenager one time with Diminu. Ask your mom.
I know.
I was a teenager at one time and I didn't like comparison. So we don't compare. But like I said again, what would you young people give us? So you want us to be calm. You want us to listen to you. You want us not to boss you around. You don't want us to compare you to our friends' children or other children, other young adults, other teenagers. But what I mean, if you're talking to your contemporaries now, you're talking to your friends, how would you say they should relate to us, parents, aunties, the older that older generation? What would you say you also should give to us? We know what you want us, what you want from us now. What should we ask of you, or what should you give to us?
I mean, the only thing that's coming to my mind is respect. I mean, in as much as they wouldn't want you to do something, it's just kind of like just respect it. Don't try to be rebellious. or go out of your way to do it because I want to do it. Or we're just asking
Okay.
for it. It might be okay, do this and then want to just respect it. Don't go out of your way to say, oh, because my parents are so big, I'm not gonna listen to my parents. Because you have find a lot of young people, um, like me when I started my time on my dad, it did not end well. But I mean, he did see that drive in me eventually, and he allowed me. Sometimes I feel like it's just by being patient with them, just taking your time, reminding them this is really what I want to do. I think I'm happier doing this. Respect their decisions and just don't be rebellious about, yeah, don't be rebellious at all. So yeah.
Yeah, I like something that somebody said. I'm going to try and bring it up again. I think it was Mayo says we as young people also need to listen and be receptive of what our parents have to say. So sometimes we do make sense, don't we? We have some level.
Yeah.
We and somebody said, okay, okay. I hope I got that right. Says give them reasons to trust you too, because you can't just all be like young. Yeah, we're young, and you people have to, trust us. We should be able to trust you. We should be able to say, as young people, okay, we want you to follow your passions, but we want to be able to trust you that you're making the right decisions. So if we're saying, why do you want to do this? You must be able to tell us why. Don't just say, you know what, I want to go and do this. And because we also feel a measure of responsibility for your lives, right? And
Yes.
that's
More
not
like
really a
prove
bad
to
thing.
them that you can handle it. Give them, let them trust you. Ask
Yeah,
them for advice. You know, whichever parent you feel more comfortable talking to.
yeah. Yeah, somebody says sharing opinions about things help cause have dialogue. You think it's important that there should be dialogue between parents and children, between, um, yeah, Fikaya's right. Sometimes we forget you've been there. We've been there too. We've had parents, and we so
And we
up to
want
an
them.
extent we know. Sorry.
Yes, yes, it's true, it's true. Yeah.
So help us to help you. And I think you're absolutely right. I do take your points about us parents. I do take that point that it's important for us to listen to each other. It's important for us to listen to you. It's important for us to, like somebody actually said, to respect you, to be calm, not to boss you around and not to discuss you and not to compare. But at the same time, it kind of like is reciprocal. We also want you to um, give us a reason to be able to trust you as young people as well, and all that. Now, I'm just going to ask a question. If you could talk to teenagers that are younger than you know, yes, because conversations are a two-way street. If you could talk to teenagers younger than you, you're 20 now, you're no longer a teenager. What is one thing you would love to tell teenagers now? The 13-year-olds, the 14-year-olds, the 15-year-olds. What is something you would love to let them know?
Um, don't rush. You have a whole life ahead of you. You're barely in your 20s. You're barely halfway through your life. Just take every step at a time. Surround yourself with healthy people that will not, not toxic for you, that will make you think a certain way, like make you go a different direction. If you have a dream, focus on that dream. Pray about it. Ask God for guidance. You know. Um, Another thing is that just don't. My grandma used to say this thing a lot when I was young. She would say, "Stop jumping. Stop jumping. Like jumping. Something about jumping faster than your shadow or something like that." And I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. And I'm like, just calm down. Literally just calm down.
Yeah.
Enjoy being a teenager. There's work in your 20s. You know, pray about your life. I mean, my mom used to say that it's never too young to pray about your marriage, because when you actually do want to start praying about it, I pray for my God. I thank you for my
You
children.
pray for your future. Huh?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
You pray.
I pray for
Okay.
my future. Like, I thank God for the job that I would have. God, I thank you for my children, my grandchildren. Kind of thing. Because when exactly do you want to start? bring about these things. And yes, again, um going to say again, surround yourself with the right people. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't do what everybody's doing. know, yeah.
Nice. I know Fika says I would say enjoy the younger years. Don't care what people think so much. Oluwatoki says block out negativity always. So it is important to enjoy your younger years. I know sometimes somebody said there's always this focus on, oh, get an education, go to school, and somebody said something brilliant. I think 2 episodes ago, when I asked this question, she said, and I said, what would you tell your people? I mean, the teenagers. She said, you say go get a hobby, and that is one of the most amazing things I've ever said. And all that. Now, Mayo says, regardless of what you think, your parents are right most of the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We will. I won't comment on. I'm not going to comment on that. I'm not going to comment on that. So that's a lovely thing. I mean, for young people, what would you tell your contemporaries, your young adults, your age mates, and maybe those like in their 20s, their early 20s, their mid 20s? So the younger people, enjoy your life. Don't be in a hurry. um, don't care too much what people think about you. Your contemporaries who are like on the cusps of beginning life and beginning to make decisions for their future, what is one thing you would love to tell them?
Relatively the same thing, but then um, I would never stop saying surround yourself with the right people because there's a lot of damage that can be made by just around one person. You know, I'm speaking from experience. I don't know why I say that, but it's the truth. Block, like I said, block out negativity always. Don't really care what people think. Don't say, oh, don't over plan. Like when I say over plan, I mean don't say, oh, by the time I'm 25, do this. Just take your time. I plan. I have a book that I plan, and I literally don't put a deadline. I just take it as it goes. There's something I was meant to
Right.
do when I was 17. I literally did it like a few months ago. And I'm proud. The fact that I did it. Set goals for yourself and pray always. Never underestimate the power of God. I always say that. Um, yeah, and enjoy the days of your youth. You'll be 30 one day and 40 and 50, and you're like, oh my God, what did I do? To enjoy myself. Don't do
Right.
too much. Don't do the wrong things. You know, like I said again and again, not just positive energy. There's nothing as good as just surrounding yourself
With the right
and take time
people.
out for yourself. Sometimes life can be very overwhelming. So just be
You're
not
cutting on
being
and off.
yourself, but
So
just like,
you're cutting on and off. So
can you hear me?
stop moving. I know you're a model and you're like, yeah, I can hear you. So okay.
Uh,
So surround yourself with the right people. Go on. Go on.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So surround yourself with the right people. Enjoy your life. I like something you said. Don't be too fixated on deadlines. Don't say by the time I'm 25, because if you get to 25 and maybe for some reason that thing didn't happen, that can have a very devastating effect. Yeah. So while you have goals, you're saying give yourself some flexibility.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now don't be too hard on us. What is one thing you would love to say to us parents and the older generation? Don't be, like I said, I've warned you. Don't be too hard on us. Okay. I know you said a lot. So in a summary, one thing you would love to say to us. And this is something that would help us to be a blessing, to be able to help, you know, your generation. What's one thing you would say?
I'd say be there for us.
Okay, your connection is going off and a bit. Okay, her connection has gone off a little bit again. It's fine. So I heard be there for us. Okay? In other words, us our generation has to be there for them. Be there for us. Find time for us. It's not everything that has to, from my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong, because um remember you're going on and off, you're coming in and out. I think the connection is going on and off again, so we can't hear you too clearly. So we've got a couple of minutes left. Do you want to go back and connect in, and I'll see if I can just summarize what you said, because I like something that you said. So if you want to go and then reconnect again, that's fine. So she said something about the fact that I like that sentence, just be there for us, in meaning that, it's not always about the serious conversations, just a phone call, you know, just be there for us, she said. Just be there for us. Talk to us. Don't make everything, heavy. Well, we shouldn't make everything heavy, because she's talking to my generation anyway. We shouldn't make everything heavy. Any other thing? I mean, young people in the chat, what is one thing you would say if you could talk to us? If there's something you would want us to do for you? I know we've said listen, be there for us, don't judge us. I'm going to bring Diminu back on. Um, you know, don't judge us, be there for us, talk to us. Don't compare us. I think I sent it. All right, there you are. Don't worry. I love Nigeria. I'm learning, so I don't mind. I don't mind. I really don't mind. So you were saying something, and I want you to repeat it. You said, "Be there for us." Pick up the
Yeah,
phone.
not really pick up the phone, but try and just not be difficult.
Don't be
Like,
difficult. Okay.
yes, like we come to you with alarming topics. Don't scream at us. Don't make us feel bad for coming to meet. The reason why we're coming to meet. So just try and, like I said, just try and be calm. Like, so it probably took us a lot of courage to just be like, I want to
Okay.
tell my mom, I want to have this discussion with my parents, or I just want to whatever. One thing I used to do, one thing I did that made my mom and I close was I used to take my mom out on dates. Just and talk about all of these things, things that not that are bothering me, but I just kind of like introduced her to this is what's happening. And she'd be like, this is what's happening, that kind of thing. And she's just aware, And it's not, and it's, sometimes she'd be like, I don't know, you know, and then she'll ask me about my friends. Just talk and just gist and just laugh. Sometimes it just, if you want closure with us, then just try and be calm. Like there, if you hear, like I told my mom, I said, Mom, if you take my phone, you'll be so sad. Because there's some things you don't know about me that I want to
Wow.
tell you. Like I told her one day, I mean, she knows more about me. This was a long time. If you go through my phone, if you look, read my conversations with my friends, you think I'm telling you so much, but there's not enough that you know. So, don't be difficult, when we're telling you things. And yeah, I think that's what I'll just.
Don't be doing so. If you come and you tell us something alarming, don't we shouldn't put our hands on our heads
I mean,
and
you can. I mean, it's normal. That's the normal thing to do. But then don't condemn us. Don't. I mean, I don't have a friend. I know someone that told her mom something very serious, and she just that day she just kind of like saw her daughter as a. I'm like, okay, this is the situation. Okay, this is what she came to tell you. What is the right thing to do? I'm not mom, but I feel like just trying to find that closure, find out what the issue is, try and beat it from the root, not look at your child and be like, you did this, so you know. It's okay. You can punish us, cut us, slap us, beat us, whatever it is. But then don't, carry it. I mean, it's just. I mean, I've heard stories and I've seen children that, in younger people that have, said things to their parents and have just gone off completely. They wouldn't want to speak to their parents again, and they probably may go back to that thing and end up getting in trouble, bigger trouble. So
Okay, so we have to develop very serious shock absorbers. That's what I say. That parents, we have to be able to absorb news. It's hard though,
I know it's
but
hard. I'm just feeling like I mean, if somebody tells me something, I would, yeah, I would. But then there's another side of me. I'm just speaking for myself. When people come and tell me, or my friends tell me something that's very alarming, I'm like, oh my god, why would you do this? But then I'm just like, okay, how can we solve it? Like, issue, that kind of thing. Like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't shout. It's okay to shout. It's okay. You're my mom. Like, do whatever you want to do, but then don't now make me feel like, you know, don't insult. Don't. I mean, there's some words that parents say that they can't just, and can never be gotten out again. Like, you find
so
children
we
not
have
going.
to be we
Yes.
have to be
And
careful
that's why
about the
okay,
words.
don't be alarmed too long. These things
Don't be
happen.
alarmed for too long.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay. I hope my parents are listening. Boko, Kemi, Melissa, I hope you guys are listening. Don't be alarmed for too long. And we have to be able to, but the truth is, we have to be able to remain in control no matter what we hear. We should never speak negative to our children, no matter what, be in control. Watch the things you say because they do have some effect on them. So, you asked us a hard thing, man. But you're absolutely right. I mean, because life happens to our young people, and we have to be able to understand that we have to
Yes,
be able to absorb it and it
yes,
takes a bit because the last thing you want is for your child to get into all these difficult situations and then you have to be able to balance it. But we'll try our best by God's help. We will try our best. I mean, we're coming up to our 1 hour. One last question I'll say, and I think you've talked about it in the beginning a lot. What part does your faith play in your life? What part does he play, you being a Christian?
I'd say many aspects of my life. I wouldn't say I've been Christian. I don't read
You
my
won't say
Bible
you are
every
the perfect
day.
Christian.
Perfect. I don't read my Bible every day, but there's just a sense of peace I get when I end my day and I just God, thank you for today. But there's something burning inside me, and I just leave it to God, regardless of whatever it is. Even if it's so small, like my mom used to tell me, even if you have faith as tiny mustard seed, it can move mountains. So I just try my best to. Sometimes I forget to pray. I do. Like I'm crying, I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm angry about something. I just forget to pray. And I was even talking to my friend. Um, she's actually here talking, and I was like, sometimes I forget to pray, and I just wish I had like a friend that I can just call and she'd be like, actually, let's just pray. Let's pray about it. You know. So my faith really does play a big role in my life. Mental health, work, personal issues that I'm facing. There's even little tiny little things that I mean are not anything that God cannot change. But once you just leave it to God in prayer, you will see. I mean, God will do something.
Wow, Dimimo, thank you so 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 much. I mean, you've apart from the ouches that you gave me, like don't be too bossy and listen to us and just be calm. And like Vikemi said, don't be alarmed for too long. Um, you have been very insightful, very, very insightful for us. And I'm sure the parents on the platform would agree with me, and your contemporaries and your mates and the other teens and young adults would agree with me with you as well on the things you said. And one thing we continue to learn is that I always want young people to know that we're in your corner, we're on your side. We don't always get it right, but we're interested in you. And sometimes we make the mistakes, but we want the best for you. And I always want to always remind young people, please help us. Do you understand? Help us if we're not getting it right. And my desire is that we all be able to communicate irrespective of which generation we are. Somebody awesome who was on this platform already said one thing which I absolutely love. He said, we're not different generations. We're one generation at different stages of life. And I thought that was one of the most amazing things I've heard. And that is a life, Fika said, it's a two-way street. You're helping us, we're helping you. So, Diminu, and my daughter, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for the lovely things. I look forward to wearing your brand. You still owe me a pair of trousers, I'm sure you remember.
I do.
My what's he call it? Paloma or Palomo? Paloma. Palazzo. I'm learning the lingo. I'm learning the lingo. Yes, those ones, you know, and I wish you all the very best. I look forward to you being an awesome, awesome fashion designer. I look forward to wearing your brands and being everywhere and being proud of you because I see you going awesome places. So, I mean, everyone on here, thank you so much for joining Diminu and myself. She's a budding fashion designer. I would say watch this space. Let's just watch this space. I mean, you've got me excited now, you know, and all this. And thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Fikemi, for joining us. Thank you, Omofolarin, for joining us and all Dimimu's friends and contemporaries. Thank you to my sisters, Kemi and Bokbo and Beku. You know all of them, don't you, Dimimu? They've all joined us, and Yemi and Mope, you know, all those who've joined us to listen to this. And Dimimu, I'm sure sometime in the future you're going to be back again. I mean, by that time you have one or two pieces to come and show us. But remember that I promoted you when you went on CNN. So remember, Aunty T, when you start making your millions. Thank you everyone for this time. Thank you, Dimimu. All the very best again. And
Thank you so much for having me. Always
yeah.
such a pleasure to talk to you, Aunty.
Yeah, you know you can call me tomorrow. This one that you say you don't have anybody to talk to, you can call me tomorrow. You know that. And thank you, and all the very best. Thank you to Mom and Dad for doing such a great job with you. Thank you, everyone. That's the end of our live for today. I look forward again in 2 weeks when I'll be having somebody, another young person, to come and talk to us and share with us and tell us what it means to be young. And on Sunday, we have the next edition of Mom's Word, where I talk to the moms and the moms tell us their own side of the story. So if you want to join that, I mean, I have young people as well joining that as well. Love you, darling. Thank you, everyone. See my friend Valentine. Nice to see you. Thank you, everyone. God bless and have a lovely, lovely evening. Bye, everyone. Bye, darling. Bye-bye. Bye.